Okay, so this is a potentially very sweary video. What am I doing? I'm trying to fit some springs to some new struts. Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of dive in and make a start. I've already done one strut, so I'm just going to show you the other one. Yeah, what you can see there is a spring compressor. It's a pretty far out bit of kit. Definitely safer than the other ones I've seen. They look a bit frightening, the ones which you attach the two-part compressors. But yeah, that one's pretty cool. So I shall show you how it works. Okay, so I've got a strut, Mk4 strut, and I've also got some mounts. These are feather mounts, USB mounts. Notes. So you've got the top part and the bottom part, and sit like that. Okay. Right. So before I start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just note the orientation of this. If you notice, it's got a slant on it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to note the very highest point, which appears to be around about there. Yeah, in line with that little grommet on the rubber. Okay, and what that corresponds to is on the actual strut itself. You can see the actual plate there, the base plate. It angles up, and the highest point is in line with the actual knuckle connection there, the knuckle union where it joins onto the steering knuckle. So yeah, what I need to do is I need to line them up, that mark I've made on the top, in line with the highest point on the strut. Well, I can remember it because it's got a little hole there. Okay. So these are 30mm lowering springs. The problem is with these is that, I mean, luckily you don't need to compress Mk4 springs very much to get them on. But either way, if I kind of compress from here to here, I haven't got the distance to remove the compressor once it's actually there, because this sort of lip here kind of it intrudes on the actual compressor edges itself on the arms there. So I've kind of almost got to just do slightly in the middle and just do a little pinch. Okay. Now on the actual strut base itself, it's got like a little cut out there for where the spring sits. So if I just show you that. Oh, I can't see from there. You can't really see it. Ooh. But anyway, it sits in there. So the end of the spring actually sits in that little cutout. Okay. So if I just go ahead and compress the spring. Just make sure you're in shot there. Yeah, that's fine. I've had to do this indoors because unfortunately it's raining outside. Okay. Even though that this spring compressor is pretty safe, pretty good, very strong, always observe safety. So you need a 22mm, was it 21? 21mm. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just run it up. Just making sure it's sat in there okay. Might I add these springs, they don't fit properly the other way up. The spring doesn't actually seat directly in the base of the strut. Okay, that's about as far as it will go. Right. So this little dampener goes on, okay. And then once again, like I said, I've marked the top of the actual mount just so I can line it up with the actual steering knuckle connection there. Doesn't have to be sort of exact, but as close as possible is always good. Okay. Right. I think what I'll do before I do it, if I just sit the mount actually in the on the actual strut itself. Sorry, I'm trying to think out loud and tell you what I'm doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark. If I just move that out of the way, bloody heavy. If I just use some tape just to mark the strut so I know that I've reached my full depth on the mount. Okay, so that's where I need to see the edge of this. It needs to sit there once the spring's on, so I know I've achieved my full depth. I'm actually thinking that I actually haven't compressed the spring enough, but we shall see. Okay. Just check the steering shot there. Yeah. Okay. So again, marking. It's just not quite compressed enough, but it will do. Ideally, it wants to be a bit more, but again, that's probably about as best as I'm going to get. Considering, like I said, these arms, the plates, if I do it compressed from here, or further round, I can't undo it because it violates, or I can't actually get the mount in because the plates clash. If you can see what I mean. So it's, see, I've had to do it there, which is a bit of shit, but there you go. Okay. Now, the low profile, I think it's an M12 nut, goes on top of that. Whoops, I missed a bit. Okay. So obviously just run it down a finger tight to start with. Make sure we're not cross-threaded. it's quite important. You need a 18mm swan neck spanner. This is actually a 362 7/16 Imperial. Still equates to 18mm. 18mm? Anywho, but yeah, you do need this type of spanner, because obviously you won't get the depth inside the actual top mount with a socket, unless you might get away with a deep drive 18mm socket. But either way, I'm just using one of these. Okay. Now what you'll also need is on your small ratchet, on your smallest ratchet you've got, this is a, I think it's 8mm. Doesn't actually say on it, it's a bit weird. BA1 Imperial, either way. This goes on the actual very top nipple of the mount, just so it holds it all steady. Just want to get it as tight as you can. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to measure with my burning gauges, the distance I've got. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there, to be honest. I'll just measure the depth. So that's what this bit's for at the bottom. It's a depth gauge. Okay. So I've got my depth there, and what I'll do is I'll measure that against the other one that I've made up already, just to make sure that I've got the exact same depth. So I know that I've screwed it down hard enough, you know, that they're both the same. You know, the screws have actually been, the nut has been tightened up to the same spec as the other one. Okay. Yeah, the other one's perfect, so that's fine, I'm happy with that. These are really handy. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Not giving myself a lot of room to work here, but I would definitely say it's not once you've done it once, it's pretty easy. And there we go. One strut. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just yeah, I'm happy with that. It's sat down perfect in the on the base plate, and yeah, it's sat up hard against the rubber, which is great. And the other one, yeah, I'm happy with that one too. Oop. There we we go, all done.